From an undisclosed locations for reasons of security and insecurity, I present you tonight MnRTV Live Show. And tonight we've got a very, very special guest, L.A Marzulli, the Nephilims, the demons, and the hybrids. Because L.A. on his new Watchers 10 series has new information, and he's caught something. They've caught something, and we're going to be talking about it. He's going to be talking about it. It looks like a fairy or something. It doesn't look any. It just looks demonic. I don't know. It's not something you want to even. I wouldn't even want to touch that thing, you know. And also, they've caught like some kind of giant in Afghanistan or something, you know. But we'll be talking with L.A Marzulli about that and a whole lot more at 8:15 p.m. But right now, I introduce to you the one and the only from Montreal, the madman himself, Mr. Coffee, Mario. Welcome to the MnRTV Live Show.
Yes, it's great to be back, ladies and gentlemen, because where else would you rather be than to be on this show listening to our guest, L.A Marzulli, and he's going to be going deeper into details of what he found. I always look forward to having L.A Marzulli amongst all the other guests that we get here on the MnRTV Live Show, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly. So tonight, folks, we're going to be having a heck of a show with a lot of world of information, talking about the hybrids, Nephilims, the fallen angels, demonic activities, and what was it that he caught? Was it a fairy? Was it some kind of little miniature demon? I don't know. I mean, we're just going to have to ask him. We can't speculate right now what it's all about, but without further ado, this show's been brought to you it's been sponsored by the Montreal Anti-Illuminati Task Force.
Yes.
Right. Let's get going.
Oh, this is me. This is Mario. I'm going to be switching on over to show you the what you need to know. What you don't know by now, it's because you're new. It's okay. We all chill, right?
That's right.
We'll get to do the introduction, then the news, and then 8:15-ish. That's when we get LA on. So now I'm going to switch on over. Right? Because I'm sure you want to see what exactly we've digged up here on the MnRTV Live Show. And here she is, the MnR Productions, Mariolaur.blogspot.ca. Yeah, I'm just looking at the picture right there. Gets to me, you know, it's so beautiful, Montreal. What a beautiful city we live in. So here she is. Now, if you don't see these, just refresh. And you will see deals right here. I don't know why that appears. I hope people can see.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's okay though. I mean, just have to refresh, and they'll be able to see the show.
And here you see, this is where we started. We started in 2006, and of course, this is how you communicate with us and ask questions to the guest, L.A Marzulli, and ask us beautiful questions, you know, so like that we can all have fun and enjoy the show, because that's what we're here, you know. If we're going to spend an hour and a half with you folks out there, we want to make sure that everybody is comfortable and enjoying, like, you know, grab your popcorn and your water and enjoy watching us. All right, so now I'm going to start getting into the pictures of the week, the popular pictures of the week that are posted on both Conspiracy Talk on Google Plus and on Facebook.
All right, over here, let's begin with the pictures. Type amen if you believe Caesar Borgia is always beside you. Well, the thing is, the problem is, most people think that that's how he looks, and that's what they think of when they think of Jesus. So I'd like to meet the Caesar Borgia, see what his views are, but unfortunately he's dead. He died in I think the 15th or 16th century. It's just a painting.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. It's like fake.
Yeah, exactly. So there's not a lot we can do.
Because Christ should be in your heart. That's where Christ belongs, in your heart, not on a picture. That's the whole point of this picture right here. You know, if he's in your heart.
Yeah, we should ask LA what he thinks about it, if we can. Okay.
There's just so many questions to ask LA. All right, so suivant next. Yeah, in Chicago.
Chicago.
Look at Chicago.
Look
Look
what's
how
happening. My
many.
God, it's a zone. It's a crazy zone right there. Wow. Ooh, number of murders in Chicago. Oh, wow. Afghanistan.
Look how many people were, taken down.
Chicago,
Ooh.
7,916. Iraq, 5,404. Afghanistan, 2,384. And they said that the fights all the way in the Middle East, in Iraq. That's insane. And what's happening in Chicago is even crazier.
Them focusing on what's happening in the Middle East. They should focus on in their backyard. I'm talking about the politicians, but the politicians don't care. You know why the politicians don't care? Because they're too busy with this. Suivant next. Look at that.
The weapons of mass destruction found in Iraq: money, gold, more gold, and I guess that's money at the last one. I don't know what that is. Can't make it out, but we get the picture, folks.
That's why they're in Iran and Iraq. It's because they wanted the gold. That's why they don't focus on what's happening in Chicago. Suivant next. Here's Michael Jackson.
The press is manipulating everything that's been happening. They do not tell the truth. They are lying. They manipulate our history books. The history books are not true. It's a lie. The history books are lying. You need to know what you must know. Michael Jackson. That's why he's been taken out now.
See it. But that's a quote of Michael Jackson right there. If you don't know, now you know. Suivant next.
Right there. Yeah. Human microchips implants gaining greater acceptance. Once used for tracking pets and livestock, human microchips implants are now moving away from the fringe and becoming more mainstream. And we hear more and more about it, especially now with Google and apps and pay as you go and all these kind of types of Google Wallet and iPhone Wallet, and I don't know what they're called. Soon they're going to have a chip. One of these companies going to say, yeah, put a chip in you, either a Google chip or maybe an iPhone chip of some kind, an Apple chip. That's it.
Well, it's part of the conditioning. They're conditioning us. Like for instance, how we feel naked when we leave the house without our cell phones, right? Without our cell phones, our Samsungs and iPhones and all the.
Yeah, like this. When we don't have this, so your dad was leaving, and then I go, uh-oh, where's my phone? I had to go all the way back in, and I was going to work. And I'm like, what the heck? It's like part of me now.
They want to condition us.
I mean, since 1999, when I first got the cell phone, I'm like, wow. I always had to carry it around me, but it's just basically to talk, and I felt ridiculous because why would I need a phone to talk, really, back in 99, when I had a home phone. But now, if you don't have a phone, now that's when you feel weird. Times have changed, my friends. Time has changed.
Simpler days back then, life was so much easier and simpler, and where we just used the calculator to do our mathematics. Suivant next.
Next time someone tells you they're voting Trump because he is anti-establishment, show them this picture from back when his kid was dating a Rothschild.
Makes you wonder and think, doesn't it?
It does. I just don't know what to make of it. I mean, I'll let you people speculate and you people wonder out there what that all is.
I still believe that they're all part of the bloodline of Cain and Abel in Genesis. Exactly. Next, look at this.
Scenes from Purge. Isn't that Donald Trump with Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, and look on top. It looks very similar.
It does. Even to the red dress. Even to the positioning.
Yeah.
Like, there he is there, the man, the woman, Donald Trump, Hillary, and her hands up. So, folks,
You've seen it somewhere else before.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Suivant next. Oh, yeah, these are like.
This is what happens when you don't listen to the Illuminati. What the banksters did to Kennedy, this is what happens.
You know why? You know why? Because look at the dollar bill. It says right there.
He want to end the Federal Reserve.
And add real value to the dollar, where it says one silver dollar. Our money, even here in Canada, as long as even with the States and most of the money all around the world, because it's globalists that are taking over, it's not backed by silver, petrodollar. It's backed by the petrodollar, you know? So
Yeah.
it's time for the people out there to wake up. Look at it. It even says on top, silver certificate. You see?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
too many times I got to repeat that, but nobody understands.
Listen.
Nobody cares. Suivant next. Now this one hits home.
The Obama administration is handing over control of the internet to the United Nations, a non-government entity. Yes, the same internet protected by the Bill of Rights, giving us freedom of speech. China cannot ban YouTube here in the US, but that may change. Barack stupid Obama no longer represents us. He sold us out. What's his motive? Perhaps he was promised a seat at the United Nations. Why should you care about internet freedom? Because corporations cannot dictate what you can and cannot say. They cannot shut whistleblowers up. They cannot prevent journalists from speaking the truth. You are now going to Google this to see if that's legit. Better hurry when alternative media is still protected under the First Amendment. And that is a very dumb move because, imagine China bans us here that we can't watch YouTube. And I love my YouTube. I need to watch my YouTube, all kinds of stuff on YouTube. And if you ban me, well, then you've got to pick yourself a lot of trouble, Mr. China, Mr. Obama.
No. What they're going to do is they're going to censor. They're going to censor our show so it won't be shown to many places, maybe even in our backyard, which is here in Canada, or to our American folks, viewers out there.
We're already banned in China. No, actually, Russia.
I don't think Russia. I think we're banned in China. Well, one of these countries. I don't see why Russia would be banning us because they want the truth, right?
Yeah. It was one of those. Was that China or Russia? Anyhow, because we weren't getting views. People weren't able to view our show. Okay.
Yeah, they don't want to get our show out there because we're saying the truth, and the truth,
hurts.
It hurts. Suivant next.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's heading up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really good job on new vaccines and healthcare and reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. Mr. Bill, stupid, idiotic Gates wind blows.
Eugenics, but that's a quote. That's a quote
from him
by Bill Gates.
So why don't we start giving him a vaccine?
And the funny thing is he was here in Montreal. You remember?
I do.
What was he here for? He was here for one reason, to find a vaccine against tuberculosis and AIDS. He wants to find a cure. Remember? He was here with Bono. Look it up. Google it. We did a show, I think, last week or the week before that. We did a show and we spoke about it. So.
Oh, we had a show. We spoke about it. We didn't do a show about it. But
no.
Yeah.
It was in the news. All right. So we've all next, least but last but not least.
We are spraying you with aluminum oxide, barium, strontium, copper, sulfate, potassium, iodide. And all you want to do is party. Dumb sheep. Yeah, look at that. Some kind of rock concert. There's all kinds of chemtrails. That's really sheep.
Yeah. All these people out there, they should be watching our show. Now
if only they did.
Well, they probably are. They probably are, but we're being censored.
But don't forget, this is also, besides China or Russia, this is a worldwide transmission being seen everywhere from Africa to New York to Germany to France to England to Italy to Greece.
Yes.
And the Middle East.
World.
And Australia and Scotland.
All right. So now all those pictures, like I was saying before, could be found here on the Conspiracy Talk, on Google Plus and on Facebook. And if you want to know how to watch our show in the future, just come here, click on here. You see it's clickable, and it'll take you right to the blog, and everybody out there can interact with us and say exactly how they feel. And you know the thing. We're not going to repeat
They know,
everything.
yeah, exactly. They know the drill.
So now what's happening here on the wonderful Chatango? Look at the L.A. there, parlay. Look who's in there, parlay. All right. So now we're going to get going, cracking right into the news of the week, right? Because nobody talks on the mainstream media about.
Yeah,
right?
we've got a question right now in the chat room.
Chatango is asking a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't have simple times. We don't have much time to do these videos now. That's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have much time to talk about. I mean, to do videos because we're always researching this and that, you know. But yeah, we'll have to find some time to do some videos like before, God willingly. Okay.
Right. So now we're going to be talking about
Trump tax records obtained by New York Times. Okay, right there. And how much did he pay of taxes? Absolutely nothing. That's the income right there, and he didn't pay anything out of it. Donald Trump lost $16 million in 1995. 916 million in 1995. This according to a copy of his tax return by the Times, in a package with a Trump Tower return address. This loss would allow him to not pay taxes on $50 million a year for over 18 years. Donald J. Trump declared $916 million loss in 1995 tax returns, a tax deduction so substantial it could have allowed him to legally avoid paying federal income tax for up to 18 years, records obtained by the New York Times show. The 1995 tax records never been disclosed, revealed the extraordinary tax benefits that Mr. Trump, the Republican presidential nominee, derived from the financial records he left behind in the early 90s. Through mismanagement of three Atlantic City casinos, his ill-fated foray into the airline business, and his ill-timed purchases of the Plaza Hotel in Manhattan, tax experts hired by the Times to analyze Mr. Trump's 1995 record said that tax rules, especially advantageous to wealthy filers, would have allowed Mr. Trump to use his $916 million loss to cancel out an equivalent amount of taxable income over an 18-year period.
Anyways, taxes are illegal, no? I don't know why we're paying income taxes.
It was just supposed to be after World War I, and then Rothschild came up with this story that you have to own money and to pay taxes. I mean, you work and we go to work and we pay taxes to go to work. If we don't pay our taxes, we won't be able to work. It's a tax on top of tax, and Quebec is no better. They want taxing and they want more and more. No doctors, no medication. Taxes are going up, banning pit bulls, construction everywhere. Montreal's going to hell.
The key word for all of this is this is how they control us. They control us by taxing us.
All courtesy of the 13.
There's Mr. Trump when he was a young lad. Look at that.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Anyhow, so that's the big thing about Trump, you know. Hillary wants to know why he wasn't paying his taxes now, and he wants to know is why her emails. What's in the emails? What's in those emails?
Exactly.
What is in those emails? Will we ever find out? Maybe Julian Assange knows.
The thing is, Hillary said if she is elected, she will reveal, she's going to send a team to Area 51, which I highly doubt she'll do. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yes, definitely. Speaking of Hillary, hold on now. Oh, yes, here we go. Where we were talking about her emails, and right here.
New Guccifer, sounds like Lucifer 2.0 claims Hillary Clinton Foundation files show pay to play bank ties. Oh, look at this. That's a PC.
Looks like. Well, what is she using? She's using Windows 10. 10, no?
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah. Documents reported hacked from the Clinton Foundation servers have identified major Democratic donors and troubling ties between TARP aid given to banks and the political contributions. One folder is outright labeled pay to play. A hacker calling himself Goofer 2.0, who claims responsibility for previous breaches of the Democratic National Committee and the Congressional Democrats, published the documents on Tuesday afternoon ahead of the vice presidential debates. I hacked the Clinton Foundation server and downloaded hundreds of thousands of documents and on donor databases, the hacker wrote on his blog. Clinton and her staff don't even bother about the information security. The Clinton Foundation has denied the hack, with President Donna Shalala saying that none of the files or folders shown are ours. And there we could see the tweet right there. Jucifer 2.0 also claims that one of the documents shows that big banks are donating a percentage of funds received to the government's Troubled Asset Relief Program, the DNC, citing a spreadsheet that lists the TARP amount next to the amounts donated to lawmakers like the Representative Barney Fred D. Massachusetts and co-author of the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act of 2010. And there we can see all the fights going on.
She's definitely being backed up by...
Say it.
Wall Street.
And there's somebody else you're forgetting.
Soros. God, Soros.
Exactly.
It might be somewhere in here. Look at all these big names. Look at the even Bill Gates. You see the look at all.
I know. Of course, Bill Gates. Of course, Bill Baby is going to be involved in this.
Where there's money. Look at all these global deals.
Barbara Streisand, James Brolin, Tom Hanks. Isn't Tom Hanks the one that plays in Angels and Demons and all that?
Yeah, the actor.
Yeah, the actor. He played in all these movies. Angels and Demons were supposed to be about the Illuminati, or just a group of scientists. They mix truth with lies in these movies.
Anyhow, that's found on RT, and all these links that I'm showing will appear underneath in the description of each show. We're not going to leave our in the dark. We want to make sure that all the people out there know exactly what we're talking about. All right. Speaking of Assange, right? Speaking of Assange, we were talking about Assange.
Marking 10 years, WikiLeaks says October surprise coming soon. Our upcoming series includes significant material on war, arms, oil, Google, the U.S. elections, and myself, said Julian Assange on Tuesday. During a press conference in Berlin on Tuesday, the media organizations WikiLeaks touted 10 years of drawing the veil of secrecy away from governments and businesses worldwide, while also confirming that a new batch of documents specifically targeting the U.S. government and internet giant Google will be released over the next 2 months. Our upcoming series includes significant materials on wars, arms, oil, Google, and the U.S. elections, and myself. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange said a video link from the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he has been living since 2012. He said that the documents would be released before the end of the year, with the first cash coming within the week. I don't know what he's going to be saying about Google, eh?
I don't know. Makes us wonder.
But I'd also wish WikiLeaks could publish some stuff about UFOs.
What they know.
Yeah, I think there is some stuff online. I should check that and on Edward Snowden. I was doing that last week, and I don't know. I didn't do enough deep research into what they know exactly. But here's the stuff that they talk. The WikiLeaks include the top 10 greatest hits, Guatemala files, the collateral murder, Democratic National Security leaks, the Transatlantic Trade Partnership, Bernie Sanders to favor Hillary Clinton. Yeah, so it's a lot of information right there.
And there's all kinds of videos for people to watch out there. So, you know, after the show, you can all get there and watch and see for yourself.
Exactly. Okay.
All right. We're just moving on along. You know, it's like that's all. But you know what? We got to talk about Kardashian. This is the only time we'll talk about Kardashians on this show, is because it's like this.
French police, Kim Kardashian Paris robbery was an inside job. This is how I figured it would be. But when I first read the story, I just like, wow, this has to be an inside job. French police are now treating Kim Kardashian and Kanye West as suspects in the Paris robbery case as evidence has emerged, suggesting the jewelry theft was an inside job. Police have serious questions regarding how Kim Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint while in a hotel room alone with over $10 million worth of jewelry. However, Kardashian fled France before answering police questions, leading to suggestions she knew she had been rumbled. French police suggest that 5 alleged robberies had some contact with her security and were tipped off about her procedures, says the source. They knew there was no security with her inside her apartment that night. All they had to do was go in, make someone contact with someone inside the hotel. They have issues with stories of more than one worker at the hotel. They are also talking to bodyguards who worked with her early in the week. First thought, as soon as I read the story, that this was a bullshit insurance scam. Kane was complaining he's broke and needed millions just a couple of months ago. Now $11 million of jewelry just happens to get stolen. No witnesses, no cameras in the hotel, no security, just one concierge. Why would she have $11 million worth of jewelry on her? This reeks of a scam. Kardashian's former bodyguard Steve Stanislas also believed that the official story reported by the media is fishy. He said, I wouldn't say it's either an inside job or publicity stunt. That hotel is so secure, someone must have been tipped off so that she was alone inside or showing them in a way in. And don't forget, she's part of the Illuminati. And what are the Illuminati? All deception, smoke, and mirrors, folks.
Yes, and they want us to focus on them. And that's what makes it an inside job.
They want us to focus on this while they're probably preparing something else. We know about them. They're probably doing something behind our backs that we don't know, maybe a false flag attack of some kind, but there's something definitely going on.
But they don't deserve the attention.
No, not at all.
All right. I guess people out there are too busy focusing on our show, not, But anyhow, we're going to be talking about this. Hold on there. Let me just make sure. Hold on. Let me just make sure, because here there might be something that pops up. Oh, no. Okay. Sweet. Well, right there.
Fukushima radiation now extends to the Pacific Ocean.
And, people tend to forget. That's the only reason why we're posting this.
Well, radiation has indeed spread through the Pacific Ocean. It is small enough quantities that in the outstanding of Triple Pundit's editorial staff, no significant impacts to ocean or human life has been confirmed by rigorous scientific testing. Snoops has confirmed that some facts listed in the article below are false. Some rather disturbing news came from this weekend about the impact of the nuclear catastrophe at Fukushima. While the incident took place 5 years ago and is no longer in the news, that does not mean it has been resolved. A recent report claims radioactive contamination from the accident has now spread across the entire Pacific Ocean, the massive body of water that covers nearly a third of Earth's surface. Scientists now say that the Pacific has at least 5 to 10 times more radioactive than it was when the U.S. began testing nuclear weapons there. Western Canada experienced levels of radiation iodine minus 131 that were 300 times higher than normal background levels since the accidents. Pacific herring have been found bleeding from their mouths, gills, and eyes. As the contamination made across the water, Oregon tuna were found in 2013 with radiation levels tripled at the previous level. Starfish began dying off, and I like starfish. The following year,
they're beautiful.
Yes, yes. I used to have one in my room. I guess I got rid of it. As bad as that sounds, it got worse. Remember the Deepwater Horizon oil spill? The broken pipe from a wall gushed out roughly 2.4 million gallons of toxic crude into the Gulf of Mexico, each day posing a potential lethal threat to the Gulf itself. That was a profound sense of relief around the world when the well was finally capped after 87 days. Or was it?
I mean, we could just go on and read this, but you know that it's still flowing out there. But the media, the mainstream media out there, won't want to talk about this. They want us on the MnRTV Live Show to be discussing this and to bring it up. Look at the earth.
Exactly. So right there, yeah. So it's really a meltdown. It's a catastrophe. All this water. I mean, and they say we don't have much water. That's why water is very valuable. One of the most valuable elements on Earth, and they're polluting it. And that's not such a good thing.
No, but nobody cares out there. Just like nobody out there cares about this. Hold on, chemtrails. All right.
Bulgarian presidential candidate says check on chemtrails possible. Finally, someone. He won't get elected, huh? Bulgarian Socialist Party presidential and former Air Force Rumen Radev may have made a significant sortie in the conspiracy theorist vote with a promise that if concern about chemtrails claimed in conspiracy theories to exist to manipulate the population strengthened among the public, we can arrange a check. The chemtrail, a word made from chemtrail and trail conspiracy theory, is the chemtrail of biological agents are sprayed at high altitudes by aircrafts for sinister purposes concealed from the public. Scientists and governments repeatedly have rejected allegations that chemtrails exist. Well, of course they do. In a video posted online on YouTube, a campaign meeting, Radev is heard saying, if there is such a thing, we will take steps. But at the moment, I am not aware that there is such a thing as deliberately consciously spraying. Radev, a pilot who was Air Force commander before being recruited as the opposition BSP presidential candidate, says that such trails from planes could occur from 9,000 to 11,000 meters as a result of air humidity, and so on. Should anxiety about the matter continue, a check would be done and deliberate spraying was found. We will take action. Well, good luck with that, sir. Good luck with trying to take action. It's very admirable of what you are trying to do.
Yes, and people out there need to wake up and they need to be told, it's all good for you. What are they spraying? What are they spraying us?
Yep.
It's sad. It's very, very, very.
And lethal. Very lethal, too.
All right. So now we're going to be talking about
the Large Hadron Collider is running out of disk space. And there it is right there. The Large Hadron Collider has run into unanticipated problem. It's running out of disk space. This year, the LHC is stable and reliable, says George Wenger, head of operations at the LHC. It's working like clockwork. We don't have much downtime. That's actually the problem. When the collider was planned out, as Symmetry reports, scientists expected that it would be running about a third of the time. The rest of the time would be used for maintenance, refueling, rebooting, and other such logical tasks. But now that seems to work in practice. This may be the first time in history where technicians have made a bad estimate about uptime and had the result in success. The LHC is actually doing collisions at about 7% of the time, more than double its expected rate.
Something out there doesn't want the sun to work, okay? It's like there's a power, higher power. We know where that power is coming from, and we know that it's like it's been told, no, now's not the right time to open up sun. No?
But if it does, oh boy, if the portals are open up. Speaking of, yes, now UFO aliens built space launch facility on Earth 7,000 years ago. Discovered Pluto.
Yes.
And Planet X or Nibiru. Iraqi minister says video.
You know, it's around the corner when we talk about UFOs and aliens.
A senior Iraqi government minister has claimed that aliens helped the ancient Sumerians who settled in the Middle Eastern region of Mesopotamia, now southern Iraq, about 7,000 years ago, 5,500 to 4,000 BC, to build a space launch facility and launch spacecraft to explore our outer solar system. The historical region of Mesopotamia is recognized widely as the site of one of the world's earliest civilizations. As Sumer, the Sumerians were pioneers in various fields of the arts and science and technologies. They developed one of the world's first agricultural urban societies. They developed astronomy, mathematics, metallurgy, reading and writing, pottery and weaving. They also developed a trade economy based on currency transactions. Very interesting.
Yes.
Exactly what happened that many years ago, it's something that we still don't really know. I mean, apparently it's a technological advancement of the Anunnaki aliens who visit the Sumerians from the native planet Nibiru. The Sumerians also visit the mythical planet Nibiru, Planet X, the home planet of the alien Anunnaki mentors, believed by some conspiracy theorists to be a catastrophic collision course with Earth. And this is the destroyer of worlds, Planet X. And don't forget, Zachariah Stitchins devoted many years and books and time to talking about Planet X, the ancient astronaut theory. Zachariah Stitchin and Eric von Dayton, who first proposed the so-called ancient astronaut theory. Very, very bizarre.
I like this one. That's why I saved it for last. You know, I always like to save the best for last.
Exactly, for sure.
All
right. So I think I hear her calling. I think I hear Trish calling.
Yes. She wants her time on the MnRTV Live Show. That's what she likes. You know, she wants time.
So folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're gonna have L.A Marzulli coming on talking about Nephilims, demons, hybrids, and so much more in his discoveries and his new work and his new book. So folks, don't go away. We'll be right back.
So here she is. Here's Trish.
About L.A Marzulli. L.A Marzulli is an author, lecturer, and filmmaker. He has penned 10 books, including the Nephilim trilogy, which made the CPA bestsellers list. He received an honorary doctorate for the series from his mentor, Dr. I.D.E. Thomas, who is the provost at Pacific International University. His series on the Trail of the Nephilim is a full-color, oversized book, which uncovers startling evidence that there has been a massive cover-up of what he believes are the remains of the Nephilim, the giants mentioned in the Bible. L.A Marzulli teamed up with film producer Richard Shaw to create the Watcher series. There are now 10 installments in the series and Watcher 7. Evidence: won UFO Best Film in the People's Choice Awards at the UFO Congress in 2014. Marzulli and Shaw took their second trip to Peru in January of 2014, filming ancient artifacts and megalithic structures at various locations, and also filmed the unwrapping of a 2,000-year-old mummy skull at S.R. Juan Navarro's Paracas History Museum. Watchers 8. 10. DNA, as well as his new book Nephilim Hybrids. Marzulli and Shaw reveal uncovered DNA evidence from the Paracas skulls. They also discuss the XRAYs from a strange creature that author Jamie Mawson showed them almost 3 years ago. Watchers 10 and the book Nephilim Hybrids is packed with information concerning what Marzulli believes may be massive cover-up. Marzulli is a frank supernaturalist who has lectured on the subjects of UFOs, the Nephilim, and ancient prophetic texts, presenting his exhaustive research at conferences and churches, as well as appearances and interviews on numerous national and international radio and television programs.
Thank you very much there, Trish. Well, what could we do without you? You know what I mean? You're the best. You're very best.
Exactly, folks. I know, and it's wonderful that he came on the show, and soon we're going to have L.A Marzulli coming on. I mean, he's going to have a lot of information, and a lot of guests have been wanting. A lot of our viewers have been requesting him for a long time, and we're very, very lucky to have him on tonight.
It's always a treat having on L.A. Right?
Yeah, it is. It sure is. Oh, yeah, you better believe it. You know, it's going to be great having him on very soon.
It's always a treat. All right, and we always look forward to having him on. You know.
Exactly, for sure. Okay, and I think people in the chat room they went to get their coffees. That's what happened. So it's great that you, because, you know, I mean, we're back from break and we're just waiting to get our guest on, and it's gonna be wonderful.
Yes.
Fact,
yes.
You know, yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
No, I'm just wondering about the ferret. You know, that he saw or that he investigated. That's like pretty scary. Imagine
how about the giant that they found, like that impaled someone?
Yeah, and in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
it's like that's out of this world. You know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it is literally out of this world. It's not from in this world, you know. It's what they found there, you know. I mean, he actually impaled one of the soldiers.
Well, but I hope they kept him in a safe place.
Oh,
you know, the giant that they found.
Yes, for sure.
You know, because someone out there could steal him and take away the evidence, because that's what happens when you take those giants. You take away the evidence, and then people say it's not true, but the elites don't want us to know. In a safe place.
Except we don't know where. Maybe L.A. knows where they kept it, but we're gonna have to ask these questions, you know.
Yes.
How big was this giant? 12. We've seen the video.
Yeah, wasn't he like 6 feet or something? No, bigger than 12 feet or something.
Something like that. Yeah, we'd have to ask him.
Yeah, that's a good question. We want to know details about what the giant was, and the question is where are they all? Is there they found one? There must be more than just one out there. There must be like a whole family, a whole community, a whole community.
All right, let me try and get L.A. on. So you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, Eddie. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's get this done. Let's find all the questions to all the answers to our questions. Because the more questions you ask, the questions, you know, because we gotta know what is happening out there. You know, the better it is. Very good to know all these. Yes, that he appeals. That, you know. Hopefully he'll come on and okay, I thought
yeah, there's no answer right now. I guess I'm gonna have to wait a bit.
Yeah, well, we did say 8:15, and you did call like a few minutes. I mean, all times are different, you know.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know, so we'll just try calling in a few minutes there. Exactly. So what he found there, I mean, and the video, I mean, what is that thing? I mean,
it's intriguing.
It is.
No.
It is. It's very, very intriguing, and I can't wait to to be able to ask him this question of what in the world did he find? What is it? You know, I mean, did they find out what it was? Were they able to do more tests on it? I mean,
how many fingers did he have? 6?
I don't know, but that picture that we have, I don't even know. I can't even make out, but it's just like when you look at the picture, it looks really gross. It's not something you want to see, eh? No matter how small it is, no?
No, it's like, I don't know, it's out of this world.
It looks scaly.
Who would think,
like when you see it?
Who would think in 2016 we get reports on giants and fairies and going on? Something is happening out there. Someone knows. Someone knows.
All right, let me try calling him again.
Hopefully he'll be there.
Yeah,
be patient,
okay,
people.
Let's try and get LA back.
All right. All right. Hopefully he'll be coming on. You know, gotta be patient. Never easy. It's never easy. You know.
All right, we're just gonna have to wait. I mean, it says he's online. On site.
He's busy.
Very busy man, so you know.
Yeah, he's probably finding out more information and coming up with news that, you know, we never knew before. He's probably gonna come and tell us more news, because I'm sure he finds out information all the time on what he finds out there.
And speaking of which, Paulie Lee said he looked up the tallest human. He was 8 feet 11 inches back in the 1940s. Wow, that's incredible. That is incredible.
Yeah, but there were taller humans. Giants were like, some of them were 30 feet tall. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
What's 12 feet compared to 32?
I know.
You know? I hope LA is okay.
Actually, no. He can't come on the show.
Oh, no?
No, he just wrote to me that he's on a show and then dinner and he can't do the show. He's beyond exhaustion.
Oh, it happens.
I know it does, for sure.
What can we do?
Exactly. Okay, so sorry, folks. We said L.A would come on the show, but he can't come on the show. He can't do the show because he's exhausted. So we're going to have to have him on back on another time on the MnRTV Live Show.
Sure will. There's always time and room and a place for come on, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, indeed. But that's it. I mean, giants like what's his name, Goliath. I mean, he was huge, but I think he was only 6'9", 6-7 feet. Goliath, wasn't he that height?
Yeah, it was like something like that. 12 feet. He wasn't tall. He was one of the shorter ones.
Yeah, the what? Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, there's some of them that were like 13 feet tall. I think, was it Gilgamesh or Og? Og.
Yeah, because there was a whole bunch of giants. You know, the land was full of giants.
Exactly, for sure. Okay, so well, the thing is this still giants nowadays? That's the question that I want people to answer me.
Well, we were going to find out, but you know.
Exactly, for sure. Okay. Well, the thing is, I find it now, like when the giants were made, there was a copy of a copy, and what happened is that when you make a photocopy of a photocopy, it gets diluted. So maybe the giants that were there were like what? I think at some point they were like 200 feet, if that's possible.
Well, they were huge.
I do.
They were huge.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. Okay, so let's do it. Yeah, so that's the whole thing. We don't know how tall they were, if they were 300, 400 feet, you know. But it would be good. It would be good to know the truth, you know. That's what we were hoping that tonight we'd be able to get.
But I guess we'll have to be talking about his stuff some other time.
For sure. Yes. Okay, so right here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, well they did. Well, look at Andre the Giant. He was 7'4", and he had 7'4" about, and he was sick in those days, and he died prematurely because of his giantism. So, you know, when I was younger, I always wanted to be super tall and everything, but then you realize if you're 7'4", beyond 7 feet, you're like you can't fit anywhere. You need special shoes, you need special clothes, and then you start feeling like a freak.
And then another thing, a lot of these people don't live long.
No, they don't. They don't live long though, but it kind of makes it like, you know, that's why he lived the way his life was, like to the end, because he knew that he didn't have much time, so he enjoyed his life as much as he could. Well, which is commendable when you think about it, because what else can you do, you know? I mean, he went out with a bang. He didn't whimper. And I don't know if all the giants do that.
I don't know. Sometimes it's just good to be normal. You know?
Yeah.
So, but you know what? All these giants ties in with Hillary and Trump, because they're giants in some ways. You know, leaders want to be always taller than the rest.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. Yeah, I remember the great Antonio. Not tall, but big. Yeah, he was strong.
Very strong.
Yeah, Paulie, you should come up on the show and talk about these giants and everything, you know? I mean, if you want to come up, I've got you on Skype, and just we'll talk about it.
Yeah, why not?
Because I got him on Skype right here. Yeah, if his Skype still works, you know?
If you want, if you feel free of coming on, you say exactly what you want to say about Trump and Hillary, and you know, let it out, let it all out. Remember, it's a kid show, so don't go too crazy out there on us, because you know we want kids to watch the show and for them to learn. After all, it's an educational show.
It is. It's an educational show, and it's also a kids show. You right? Don't you agree?
Yes, definitely. It's a kid show, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. But do you remember when did you first figure out that there was giants? Like were you wondering, like, when did you first hear about the giants, or was it just like me? I read the Bible, I read Genesis 6, and I didn't even like think about. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, giants, but it didn't click in my head. I just figured they were just like maybe 7 feet tall, like Andre the Giant, which is still massive, but it didn't dawn on me that they could be like 14 to 30 feet tall.
No, I found out thanks to the internet. You know, it was like a big field and Creels out there where everybody was talking about giants, and I was like, this is interesting. Let me look them up. Let me see. Let me get into more information about them, and lo and behold, I would just stumble upon all these great book authors, and so I said, let me understand more. Let me do more research.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So this was when?
Oh, this is what we're talking about, 2012 or something like that. No, sorry, not 2012, 2000 or something, 2004, maybe 2005.
Before MnR.
Oh, definitely. And I was intrigued ever since that. I was very, very intrigued with them.
Well, me, it was more with the UFOs that used to intrigue me. The UFOs, and that's what intrigued me the most. And that's how I got into it, UFOs, and then the Illuminati. Well, first biblical prophecies, and then it turned into the Illuminati, and now UFOs, and it ties into the giants, as if everything ties into every little thing, and it's like a piece of the puzzle, and you just have to reopen it, and there's always like new sections to the puzzles, and that's how we discover all kinds of new stuff all the time.
It's like you open up a Pandora's box.
Yeah, exactly. You open up Pandora's box, and then you're like, oh my gosh, wow. Okay, now what? This deals with this, and then you have weather manipulation, and then what's this Project Bluebeam? Then you go look into it, and then you find out the elites they wanna project all kinds of like maybe religious figures, maybe Jesus, maybe God Himself. And religious people, like religious things, like I don't know, Virgin Mary, Allah for the Islams, and Buddha for the Buddhists, and who knows for who the Hindus, maybe Shiva, coming from the skies. We don't know. So, and then you're like, what the heck is that all about,
And then they had big grapes, the giants in the land of Canaan. No, they had big grapes. And that was like genetically modified, because now when you look at everything, like our fruits and vegetables, how they're becoming so bigger, everything's bigger because they've all been genetically modified, just like they modified genetically back then. It makes you wonder how come if they had computers back there. I honestly think that there were computers back then.
Some kind of computer, yes, and yes, Paulie, they did have red-haired giants in the southern United States. We did a show on that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
About 2 years ago. Hey, Ryan, what's happening, buddy? Welcome to the MnRTV Live Show. Unfortunately, we have bad news for you. L.A. won't be able to come on tonight because he's kind of exhausted. He just sent me a message now, but it's no problem. It's all good. I mean, we'll have
it happens.
Feel better. Yeah, exactly.
It happens. Sometimes we don't feel... I'm surprised we hate it, Ryan. I'm surprised sometimes that doesn't happen to one of us. God forbid that, one of us ain't feeling well and we can't do the show. It happens, I mean, we're all humans, but one day he'll come back on. I mean, and he'll probably have even better news. That's what counts. That's what I like, because sometimes, he discovers something and that hasn't been talked about even in his book and his videos and DVDs. I don't know why I'm thinking VHS, is because I want simpler times, and I'm thinking about that. But he'll come and talk about it straight from the prayers, he'll come and just say what he finds, because he always finds something new,
Exactly. There's always like something new and something that he's discovered. I mean, don't forget LA, he's always researching and doing videos and going off to exotic places and getting information. So after a while, it does get, you tend to, get tired. I mean, sometimes when I do research, I used to do like research for 8 hours a day. I used to do research. Like last year I remember I was doing research 8 hours a day just on aliens and all that stuff, and after a while, your mind blows. I mean, then you get you get mind blown away, and your mind could explode. So you have to take it easy.
Yeah, but here on the MnRTV Live Show, I never take it easy. You know, I'm trying so hard sometimes to get the latest news, and you, Robert, you're trying so hard to find new guests, and we're all working so hard, and new viewers out there for contributing, for watching the show and getting the news out and telling the world exactly what's happening out there, you know, waking up everybody, because they want to stop us from giving out this news somehow, like by censoring us, our show, and they don't want us letting everybody out there know what we know and sharing the news and the discuss on this show. And that's why you people out there are very important, you know?
Exactly, you know? Thank you, Polly. I don't know if I could have gotten with all that research, but the thing is, the whole summer I was researching. I was reading a book of 900 pages, and just today I just ordered a book of 400 pages, and I'm saying 400 pages. I'm saying, wow, that's a small book compared to 900 pages. I just ordered the book around 5 o'clock, you know, and whenever the 900 page book, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is taking long, and took it bit by bit. Now I'm getting a book of 400. I used to find a book of 400 pages big. Now I say, oh, not bad. 400 is not too big, you know. So yeah. So hopefully it's appreciated. I mean, we don't do this work just for pleasure. That's for sure. We can't. I mean, we do it to inform the public, get ourselves informed, get the news out, and tell the world what is going on. Yeah, exactly. Well, Ryan, the thing is, yes, the UN, we talked about it before. The UN controlling the internet. I mean, that's what they want to do. They want to censor us. Like now, you know, YouTube. I think it's censored in China, and China. Could it happen here that YouTube will be banned? I don't think so, but I think you'll be limited to what you can talk about. I think it would be the internet control, like kind of cable. Like when you buy cable or something, you get certain channels, you know. And of course, our show will probably be very hard to do.
Yeah, they're going to make life hard for us.
Exactly.
You know, unfortunately.
But we can't let it happen. Maybe we should have done a show about the UN controlling the internet. We'll have to look into that. That's for sure. I mean, it's just crazy the way the way Obama just signs away.
Yeah, it is the last resort, but
it's almost like the only resort these days, the way they make it, you know?
it's all about control, you know? That's what they want. They want to control us.
Exactly. So right now, how could it be the United States will sign over control of the internet to the United Nations when the internet was built by was the ARPANET was built by DARPA, was built back in the 60s as a defense mechanism of communication if there was a nuclear war, and they would be able to transfer the information to communicate with another part even if there was a nuclear war, because they would get rerouted somewhere else, the information. So how the heck do you want to sign that? That means if they do that, they'll be able to control everything.
Yeah, but I honestly think coast to coast is also controlled, maybe. Could it be? I question myself.
Yes, because there's certain things that coast to coast never talks about things, you know, and they never mention it. And it is, yeah, but coast to coast is good for sure, but there's some stuff they can't talk about. I don't blame George Norrie for it. Probably he's not allowed to, else he'd get shut down.
Hey there, Kelly. Welcome to the MnRTV Live Show. Unfortunately, if you want to hear L.A Marzulli, L.A Marzulli can't make it today because, you know, I guess he had a rough day or...
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
It happens, but it's okay. I mean, look, today It's you folks out there. It's you type whatever you want, and we'll discuss it on the show like the good old days. This is almost like open lines right there. You know, we're having an open line show. So, you know, if anybody out there wants to talk about whatever's on their mind.
Somebody said, somebody over here, and Paulie said I should publish a book or something and compress it. Oh my God, there'd be no way of information. I mean, all the information I know, in a short book, that would be kind of like, wow. That would be kind of hard to do, you know, but never doable. You never know, you know, but I consider myself more of a researcher that likes to expose everything on the internet by doing shows than actually writing a book.
But the thing is I know what Polly is trying to say there. If by any chance they shut us down, like with the net, well, there's always ways of writing books. I guess we could resort to that as a last resort, right? To write our own books and
self-publish our books. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we know self-publishers, you know.
But the thing is, one thing's for sure, my writing is not the greatest. So I'd have to, like, I don't know how it will be written. Maybe like newspaper or something like that.
What do you mean newspapers?
Like, you know, I have to type it as, like newsletters.
Well,
like,
a newsletter, yeah.
Like, thank you, Ryan, for clearing that up, because that's what I did mean. Like, you know, maybe a couple of paragraphs here, there.
Now, getting back to Alex Jones, no, many people feel they can't trust him, and including ourselves to a certain degree, because when he first came on, he woke up the community, the activists and all of that. But now it seems like it's dying down. You know, now it seems like Alex Jones is very quiet. He seems just doing his own thing. It seems like there's not as much activism as there was like 2-3 years ago. I remember 2012, that was like the big rage, like going, protesting, fighting, not fighting, but like saying what you have to say, stating everything that's going on. And now it seems like we're discovering more and more people. Him, Alex Jones, Mark Dice, I don't know. It seems like they're just, I don't know.
You know what I don't trust about Alex Jones, what he's done to William Cooper. William Cooper was a real man of gold. And, you know, he was like a real man. Like, you know, he was exposing everything the honest way. And Alex Jones, well, you know, he came and he took his place, if you know what I mean. And he took his place and he took him out and, you know, stole all his ideas, all his thoughts, and went along with it and got all the money and the credit, you know?
Yeah, he took all the credit, and the thing is, by doing that, I mean, it's not good to do that. I mean, sooner or later, and I wonder if he actually went in Bohemian Groove in the year 2000, or if he was let in, or whatever, you know. But it seems like there's no more groundbreaking anything going on now.
Well, you know what there might be? There's always rumors of war, and I'm hearing that Russia, there's going to be like, you know, something very data with Russia.
Well, apparently Vladimir Putin is getting people ready. He's getting his own people ready that there might be war in Russia. I mean, and that's the top of the news. I mean, I've got some people sending me this information. Yeah, exactly. World War III, that's what it sounds like. But is it? I mean, if World War III is to start a big war, it's going to just start like that. It's not, you know, I just think it's going to be like, oh my gosh, it just started, you know. I think we won't see it happening. I think it'll just come on when they bang. Like with everything else. The insiders will know, but we won't know.
No, they definitely. But you know what? I mean, there's only one person that could we say? No, we can't really say person, but you know, only God himself knows when to let World War III. Well, because everything goes through by him, right?
Yeah.
So only he can say, okay, get it done. It's over. It's over.
Some people think that we're in it. Yeah, like Ryan says, I think we're in it. They just didn't announce it. Yeah, we could be, but I'm talking about the world war. It's like when say Canada and the States are going somewhere to fight, and then there's China fighting, and Russia's in it, and there's bombs going off and everything. Unless it's a different type of bomb, but don't forget, different type of war. But don't forget that now there's. Don't forget, it's supposed to be 3 world wars, and it's written in the protocols of Elders of Zion. World War I, World War II, and World War III will be pitting, I think, Israel against the Middle East. And it's going to be like a war going on.
Don't forget Albert Pike. Albert Pike also said that there's going to be a 3rd World War. Remember? And you know who Albert Pike is.
Yeah, Albert Pike.
Freemasonry.
Yeah, Freemason. So that's the thing in it. So by exploiting that card, they're going to have to do the World War III, except we don't know how or when. I mean, when we hear about it, but we're still far.
Yes. Go on.
No, I was going to say there's still going to be a lot of times before, let's say, the mark of the beast comes into conflict, comes into us, and that. I mean, there's still a lot that has to happen before the actual end comes. I mean, speaking of banks, didn't the bank in Germany, didn't something happen also? And also the bank of the Toronto Dominion Bank, it didn't work. The bank cards weren't working this week. So is that like a sign of things to come?
Well, the problem is everybody is depending on these computers, internet, and this and that. It's bound to all tumble. It is going to tumble.
Yeah, and the thing is, look at our bank. Our banks in Montreal, the Laurentian banks. Many people have the Laurentian banks, and they're cutting down 300 banks. And what's going to happen after? People.
No, they're cutting down. They're cutting down 50 banks, and 300 people will lose their jobs. And it's like they want us to use the telephones, the smartphones, apps. That's what they want.
And tablets, and internet. I mean, it's good, the internet, but everything. Now people, they want us to use the internet for just about everything. TV, watching cable, banking, shopping, getting food, getting medication. They just want to implant the internet in us.
And you know what it all comes down to, right? They want us to depend on them, because that's how the globalists will have control over us. Once they make us, they do this whole system, and then we're all depending on them, like we're depending on our phones. Then after that, bang, they take them all away, and then we'll say, now what,
Then they have to then you have to take the chip, or else you can't do anything. And then that chip will be the internet or whatever they call it, and it'll be all involved. Or else, they want to make internet connected fridges. They want to make internet connected house heating. So it's just for more control, and they'll turn off the switch if either you don't pay, or if you're a dissident and a rebel, they'll just shut you off. It's as simple as that. I mean, don't think all this technology is good, because it's not. Oh no, Ryan, your mom just got hacked. That's not good. Hopefully it wasn't that terrible. Well, Bill Gates will introduce some kind of chip or something. He definitely will. I mean, he's working on it. The Vera chip, which I thought it was going to be the final mark, but there is something in the works that's even just going to mind blow you guys away beyond the mark of the beast. The chip they have now.
I personally think this chip is going to come from CERN somehow, which is connected with Google and or CERN, where we get the internet from, right? We mentioned it numerous times on our show that it comes from the internet comes from CERN. So would you be surprised? Would you honestly be surprised if it came from there?
No, and the thing is, it's not only that it will come from there. It could also come from alien-based technology, reverse engineer. That also,
But you know what I keep saying? Who if when this happens, when all this happens, would you be surprised? Would you be shocked? Me, I'd be saying, I can't believe we're living in these days. That's what I was saying. Sometimes I lie down on my bed and I say to myself, imagine that I wake up tomorrow morning and they're telling us to take this mark of the beast.
Well, the thing is, as I worked the other time, and I had some people, I won't say names or anything, but they were saying that they're not people that usually talk like this. They talk about, they see things going on. They're saying this is like the end. And when this person told me this is the end, like when the end times, this person is not religious at all. He never talks about these things. I'm like, wow. And unfortunately, I had to go back to work. I couldn't continue talking about it. So if people that aren't into this type of stuff saying it looks like it's the end, then it must tell you something. Yes, Paulie, I do. I mean, if I could go back in the 80s in a time machine, I certainly would, and I would stay there. I would stay there from approximately 84, 85 till 90. After 90, after 91, forget it. 85 till 1991. Beginning of 91, that would be it. If possible.
Life was so much simpler back then, you know? I mean, it was so nice.
All I had to worry about was my yellow Walkman and my VCR. When those things would break, it'd be like, oh my God, I can't tape my programs. You know, the VCR, we have to get it fixed. That was like a big deal. If the Walkman broke. That's it. There's the only source of information, that would be the only source of electronics that would use the Walkman. Maybe a CD player, not even a CD player back then, just the Walkman. As long as my TV worked and the VCR, that was it. But now you have cell phones, tablets, iPhones, smartphones, computers, whatever else they're coming up with, and it's just getting too much. Information overload.
Well, the only thing I worried about back then was hockey. You know, I used to love watching it. It was so simple, 26 teams, and you know, that was my worries of who would win the cup, you know. And but yeah, taping music off the radio, I used to love doing that. You know, that was like my thrill back then.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Kelly. Kelly hit the nail on the head. That's the way I feel too, you know. And Paulie, yes, I did mix tapes on weekends. I used to tape mix tapes. I used to dub tapes like for so many people. Like the two cassettes that I taped the most was Bon Jovi, Slippery and Wet, and Def Leppard's Hysteria. Oh my gosh, I taped so much of that. And you know, I was happy just to dub a tape for a friend. They give me a cassette, just dub the music. I would listen to it, and it was like the coolest thing, you know. It's sort of like what we do now. People they download music off the net for themselves without paying for it, you know, which is not right in a way, but that's what's being done now. And heck, I mean, I don't know. Now you could see basically anything on the internet, whether you pay or you don't. You have two choices. You could not pay and you find it the hard way, or you pay and you see it. So it's like they want to get everything on the internet. We don't need DVDs anymore. We could stream everything as long as you have a good internet plan.
But imagine if we get off the grid, you know, just do all that we were doing back then.
Yeah, but we don't have VCRs anymore.
No, they stopped making VCRs, from what I understand. They stopped making them this year.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to go to DVD. Now for Walkmans, they don't make Walkmans anymore. You still need music. What are you gonna do? You're gonna buy a CD and a CD player? Nah. The only thing you could do is buy those record players that they have now, but I think you still need a USB, so you still need a computer. So it's almost as if I don't know. You'd have to have your old cassettes and your old Walkmans from the day. So yeah, I could probably buy it at Addison's, but that's a story.
I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, that sounds electronic equipment.
Probably record players and that. Oh yeah, the VCR DVD combo. Yeah, that was back in 2002, and I wanted one of those so bad.
But I think they still. You could probably buy one at Canadian Tire.
The thing is, I got rid of all my cassettes, you know. And the thing is, DVDs now they have Blu-ray. You know, like what the heck? Like, whew, you know, I mean,
But who buys them?
I have a Blu-ray player and I have maybe two, 3 Blu-rays. That's it. 2, 3 Blu-rays. And I never use it. I mean, all I do now is I would stream. If I want to see a TV show or something, you stream it. And it's Netflix and everything else that there is. And it doesn't take space. But the thing is, it's like in the old days, I used to enjoy going to buy a movie or renting it, going to buy a movie at a certain place, HMV or whatever they're called, and Sam the Record Man back in the day. And it's like, it makes you go out, it makes you buy something physical. You're all excited. Now the only thing I go buy out is jeans and clothes and that. And even that, they want to get rid of stores that, you know, but I still think you still have to buy pants. You have to try them on, you know. And I mean, so soon what we're gonna do? We're gonna leave the house just to go where? Just to go for to go buy milk, and not even, you know. I mean, they're gonna want us to do everything on the internet.
But wait a second. You know how many stores there used to be also that used to sell records and CDs and cassettes back then? Back then we used to have what was it called? Rock on Stock. I don't know if Paula knows the HMV. Well, that's still around. Sam the Record Man.
And Mars.
Then was
Mars.
Mars was just local store.
It was a local store that had old cassettes and that. But you remember when we were in the 90s, we used to go and just like go buy cassettes. It was like, oh my God. Or CDs and cassettes were like, oh my God. I remember. And magazines. Every Tuesday, I used to go buy my wrestling magazines, my rock magazines. And it was like the big thing. And on Friday nights, I'd go to the Christian store and I'd go to this place called CLC and buy like a new book about eschatology. You know, I mean, wow. I mean, you actually go out to go buy something. Sometimes we go downtown and all there is Winners and Indigo. And that's it. 2, 3 stores. And that's about it.
The Hudson Bay Company.
Yep.
Well, there's still a lot of stores, but a lot of stores are closed. That's another thing. You know how many stores are closed and they're closing? That's because are we in a recession?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys think out there that we're in a recession right now? I mean, it's not normal. All these stores that just keep closing, you know? Yeah, another store that used to sell CDs and DVDs was Music World that I can think of.
Oh yeah, Music World. Yeah, that was another one, you know.
How many people out there still remember those stores? You know, I mean, that now we're going down memory lane.
But the thing is, getting back to it, yeah, I remember Be Kind Rewind. We also have to rewind our tapes. And
battery. I use a pencil or pen, and I turn it inside and rewind with a pen. It's the battery, because the battery was dying. Yes,
that's it. And it is. It's like back then things had meaning. Now what has meanings? I don't even know. You know, I mean now it's just, okay, the new movie's coming out. Oh yeah, we'll go see a new movie. We go see it. We talk about for the afternoon. Oh yeah, this movie, this, and that's it. Back then, it's like when Superman 1, Superman 2 came out. Oh my God, that was like events. Rocky, The Godfather. No, it's like basically we'll go see the movie. Like the last Star Wars, we saw it. People talked about it more than usual, but that's it. You know, now it's like, I don't know. It's just gone. It's just gone down. Everything. I mean, and then the worst, folks. Yeah, Amazon's been better than ever. That's about it. But it's an online store, Polly. Now, the only thing is that you see people with is this. They're always on their freaking cell phones all the time, texting, listening to music. They're like zombies. It's getting to the point where you got a whole group of friends. All they're doing, no one's talking. They're texting other people. But if we're people, why don't you text other people constantly? I don't get it.
No, but another thing why I go and see movies is, example, the X-Men, the last X-Men that they were bringing back, like the person that I call Nimrod. It's like there was ties in that movie, and that's why I go and see it. I was like, whoa, man, that's crazy. Mutants, and that's why I go and see these movies, is to see what the Illuminati is up to. What's up their sleeves? What are they up to? You know?
Exactly, a lot of stuff.
So
And with all of this, I think there's a lot of sensory overload. Yes, exactly, Paulie. Sensory overload, information overload. Yeah, Kelly.
clowns.
I've heard about the clowns that were killing people. There was some in all over Canada, I believe, Quebec. There was some. I don't know if they caught the killer clowns. But Mario, talk about killer clowns. You don't like clowns when you were a kid, and I still think you don't like clowns, right?
No, I don't. I never mind. I don't mind clowns.
Weren't you scared of them?
No, it must be someone else. Because for me, for me, when I was a kid, I was scared of King Kong.
Okay.
What else was I scared of? Fireworks, believe it or not. I was scared of fireworks because I don't know why I was scared of fireworks. But clowns, I never was scared of clowns. It must be mistaking me with someone else.
Either that, I'm losing my mind, or either there's what do you call it? What do you call that thing? The Mandela effect. Because I could have sworn you told me that you were scared of clowns. You didn't like killer clowns.
Oh, I mean, look, I saw the movie It. Remember?
That's funny though, because I could have. If somebody would have put a gun to my head and said, "Is it true, Mario, that doesn't like clowns? Never did," I'd say, "Yeah." That's crazy.
No, I mean, look, as a kid, I used to like Bozo the Clown. Remember Bozo the Clown?
Yeah, but you told me you were scared of clowns. I don't know. That's very odd. I'm not saying you're a liar, but it's just weird that I remember you telling me this. Unless it's another timeline, it's very, very, very odd.
Where did these clowns come? Where did these clowns come from?
No, you said you didn't like clowns because they look evil. That's what you had told me.
No, I don't recall the yacht. I don't know where you're getting the yacht.
That's very strange.
That's old, very, very old.
It is. It's freaking weird, man. Very strange.
I mean, I don't know why would people hide? I know Ronald McDonald, they choose to have a clown as their mascot, but I mean, and it's funny how there's a Walmart with a McDonald clown. We're sitting there and you can go sit right next to him,
Exactly.
I don't know why they chose him but I think McDonald's, from what I was told, is they want to get rid of the clown.
Didn't you tell me that?
Yeah, that was their next thing, and it's true though when you think about it. When you go to McDonald's, you don't see any clowns. You still see the golden arches, but you don't see no clown.
How come they want to get rid of the clown?
Because it's like marketing. It's all marketing, and it was marketing back then, but it's not marketing right now. You know what I mean? What was popular back then isn't popular anymore. It's like McDonald's back then. They used to have the mope. They used to have the big purple guy. What was his name? The burglar.
Yeah, and they used to have the Hamburglar. The guy who was dressed up like a prisoner.
Yes. Well, he looked like what's his name? Zorro.
Yeah, Zorro.
So, I mean that was a killer. When they showed me, when I kept seeing that was a way of them promoting and getting us kids out there to want to go to McDonald's. But from what I hear that a lot of players, for marketing schemes and all that, they're going to have to take them out. Like example, what are some of the tiger on the Cheerios? I think it is.
Yeah, and they're gonna take out in the cereals. They want to take out like all these cartoons that are on it, and Toucan Sam. What is that all about?
And because that's why it's like kids. They want to eat it for the cartoons. Like, what's this world coming to? Honestly, that they want to get rid of all these things to encourage people to eat, you know?
It's just unreal.
Like, why would they think of such a thing?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you're going to walk in the store and say, oh, I'm going to pick this up because it has a cute bird in front of it, or a beautiful cat, like toilet paper with a white kitten on it. And you know how much I like them cats, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go out and purchase this because of the kitten. I don't care about the kitten in front of it, even though it's cute and cuddly. I would just want it just because I need the toilet paper, you know, or what's on the Kleenex box. You know, there's ropes. You think I'm gonna go and buy a Kleenex box because there's ropes on it? What kind of, like honestly, these companies don't know what they're gearing at there, you know?
Exactly. And the thing is, I mean, they want to get rid of all these things, but why? Why? So we could be more static. Like we could be more like I don't know, more in the bubble, more of a sensory overload type, like where we're just like in our bubble world. They want us in bubble worlds, each of us being in our own kind of world where we interact and have fun. It's just ridiculous. Oh my gosh, they want to take out the animals from the circus because they say it's animal abuse. That's wrong, Kelly. If they want to do that, they're using that as an excuse. It's not. It's because they want to control. They want to control, take everything away from us. Slowly. They want to take away everything. You know, I mean, I've read the book, The Perception of Deception by David Icke, and he talks about these sort of things. What they want to take control about everything, and it's not good that they want to do that. I mean, it's just everything is like politically correct, right? Politically correct was invented by the Illuminati, so like that they could get us used to taking our rights away. I've heard of the TV show The Dome, but I've never seen it.
Well, that's what they want. They want us to be like their puppets. Well, that's why we're called sheeps to them. You know, we step out of line, what happens? What happens if we step out of line? They try and put us back into, you know,
Yes,
back into line.
Yeah, like the old Metallica song. Yes, they want us as puppets, and they're the masters of puppets, trying to rule us and control us through various techniques.
And you think they like it when that we step out of line and...
No, but you see, you go now in a bus or a public place, it's so quiet. 10 years ago, people used to be arguing on the phone, talking on the phone. Now, everybody's texting, tick, 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 watching music, watching this. It's like, I don't know, it's like, it's gotten to the point where everybody's into their own bubble world, and the heck with the rest. I've heard of the Dome, but predictive programming, that's what I would call it. Like the Dome and all these other shows that they have on. It's not like what happened to the old days of shows like I don't know, Three's Company and Happy Days and shows like that were actually had good meanings, good values, and had good entertainment.
How about MacGyver? MacGyver. I used to like MacGyver and the A-Team, you know?
The A-Team. I was going to say the A-Team, yeah. And there's so many much more, you know? I mean, now it's just predictive programming, getting us used to just being a zombie, basically. I mean, I think that if they can't kill us all off, the population, what they want to do is they want to zombify us by all this technology. We have to be in front of a screen somehow, some way. And yes, folks, it is garbage. A lot of it is garbage that's out there now. And compare the writers of the 70s and 80s to the writers of today. The writers back then were probably born in the 40s or 50s and had good values. Now today, anything goes. They'll put out anything, and you know, just look at the way it is now. You know, I mean, there's no good values. There's nothing that makes sense. There's nothing of real memory thing that you could actually memorize, like, and that sticks in your head. Not at all.
That's all garbages. You know, I mean that's the whole point. That's what they want us to do. They by people producing gob wages, the way of them winning, because they're like, oh, these people, they can't think for themselves. Maybe has that ever occurred to you that that's why it's like that? You know?
Well, the thing is, I don't know why they do it like in a sense that it's just meaningless. I mean, even the music today. I mean, name me some good music from that have new bands or new stars. What do you have? Miley Cyrus, and what the heck is that?
No, don't go too far. Ryan brought up a good point. Like I just watch wrestling. I used to watch wrestling, WCW, and that was great wrestling. You know. Nowadays, I can't watch wrestling. I don't know any wrestlers.
I loved watching wrestling, WCW, WWF in the early 80s, then WCW with Sting and the New World Order and stuff like that. That was good meaning and hockey and all of that, you know. Now I can't take wrestling. Sports, I just stick to hockey and soccer.
Hockey, you know how it is, eh? I mean,
yeah. I know I don't have to get into it.
We could
that,
just,
you know, I mean,
we could do a full show of why I think in Canada, like a good example with hockey, it's all that too is controlled, because I guarantee you, if not Sidney Crosby, but Connor McDavid were to win the Stanley, if he were to win the Stanley Cup, it would be an American team, maybe with the Rangers.
Or Carey Price from Montreal winning the cup. He probably wouldn't if he gets traded or something. Oh, PK Subban, he's gone to Nashville Predators from Montreal, and he might win the cup there, but he wouldn't win the cup with Montreal. I mean, it's all controlled also for the Americans to make money. The American people that control it, you know, and who controls the American people? I mean, the Americans that do these hockey things. It's the Illuminati. So it's all coming down to everything's been controlled, everything's been washed down. I mean, you buy clothes today, what happens with clothes? It tears more often. You buy socks, it tears. I buy shirts, what happens? Oh, it's not as good as before, you know?
All made in China.
I mean, I buy clothes, I buy jeans. You buy the same pair, the same mark, right? You're okay with them, and the next time they're too tight, or there's a problem with that, and then you think, God darn it, how the heck did that happen? I buy the same mark, the same thing, but it's made wrong. Even though it's the same thing, it's made wrong, and then you have problems if the pants is too tight or it's too loose or something. It falls, and it's the same thing. You know, it's like I don't know, and I don't know, and everything's low quality. It's mass produced, and it's not well. You know, it's the only thing that they seem to produce is not even, it's garbage like Androids and iPhones and these operating systems that are supposed to be better for us. They're not. I mean, good example, Windows 10, worst operating system I've had in a long time. I mean, you know how much work I have to do just to maintain it, and I thought Vista was bad. Jeez.
But getting back to Batman. Okay, this guy who was the last Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup?
Montreal Canadiens in 1993.
Came into the league when 1992.
Yeah.
And who won the cup after so long? I think it was when did the Rangers win the cup, Ryan? Since you left the Rangers,
the year after.
Was it
94? Who likes the Rangers?
Ryan, because I guess he's in New York. Rangers have a good team this year.
Okay, at least he knows what we're talking about. That we're talking about sports, you know, that he knows. That's good. That's great.
Well, Paulie also loves hockey.
Yeah.
94. And
like
there you go. The year right after. And then that's the last time any Canadian team won the Stanley Cup. I mean, the rest did go to the finals. But they want to try and sell hockey to the Americans.
And on top of that, last year in the playoffs, there's no Canadian team. None of our guys were in the playoffs. None of the Canadian teams. But
how did we get rewarded? By winning the World Cup of hockey. That's how we got rewarded.
And it's great to watch, but it's a big deal. Right now, no one's talking about it. Everyone's talking about the new season coming out, but to win the big one, I mean, yeah, that's how we're rewarded. I mean, nothing's the same anymore, and now we're getting off track from that to, but it's all about control. And then I've heard stuff like, what was it? Baseball could be fixed. A lot of sports could be fixed. Soccer, boxing. So
No, but no, we're not getting off topic because that's the whole point. I mean, sports is fixed. That's what I'm saying. Hockey, that's beautiful of a sport. It is. But it's still fixed somehow, I mean, look, they're doing everything for Vegas to get a team, I mean, how long will Vegas last in the NHL? Ryan, honestly, you think Vegas will do good? Maybe the first couple of years, and after that, people be fed up in Vegas. New York, I respect because New York is one of the original CX. They've had a team there for so long, and even New Jersey, I mean, these are places where they love hockey.
Well,
but
New Jersey's
Vegas,
New Jersey's won cups before with Martin Brodeur,
Well, New Jersey loves hockey. It's like Philadelphia loves hockey, Pittsburgh loves
Boston.
hockey. It's original CX, but.
Exactly. So, sports is not the same. Music, forget it. TV shows. I mean, so what do? I sit in front of the computer and research, or if not that, for entertainment, I'll go watch some stuff on online. Mostly documentaries on YouTube. That's all I do.
The only thing that's positive about all this is that we got our own show and we're telling the world what we know. That's the only good positive thing that came out of all these.
Exactly, I mean, and it's wonderful that we're able to do a show, but for how long? Because if they have the internet kill switch, and I remember Alex Jones always said, oh, Obama has the kill switch. He's going to use the kill switch. Well, maybe it's not going to be Obama, but the UN itself. I think they're not doing too well, the Montreal Impact. Right, Mario?
No, Toronto is probably not even doing as good, too.
Exactly. So it's just beyond anything that they want to control. One thing I want to say is I used to always hear this. I don't know if you guys knew. Alex Jones used to always say they're going to shut down the internet. They're going to shut down the internet, but they're not shutting it off.
But they can't.
Well,
they can't. They could only control the.
Yeah, I think he should have said they're going to try and control it. Yeah, censor and control. He also said they're going to shut it down. I guess it was a wrong word, a his choice of words what they're using. I mean, now they got pit bull bans, and they've also got on top of that. I think somewhere in Three Rivers or something.
No. Hold on. They turned it. It didn't go through.
Yeah, I know. It didn't go through.
It didn't go through the ban. They wanted to.
But somewhere in Three Rivers, all these, or Saint Jerome, one of these places, they want to have a muzzle on all dogs, small and big, for something. And when people told me that, I go, what? One day they could want a muzzle on all of us.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm sure that they want to muzzle our mouths.
Exactly, especially us. Yeah, no, they won't shut down the internet. It is a cash money making cow with online and and all the internet companies, like all internet providers and also internet companies like Google, Microsoft. They're just gonna try and control it. But it'd be good if Microsoft and all these companies were like, oh my God, no, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna go down. We're gonna fight this. That would be good though if they were able to do that. Don't you agree?
Then again, it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan to close stores and to see what everybody is buying on the web. That's the whole thing, They want to see, it's all control.
No, they know exactly what I buy on the internet, whether it makes these dudes happy or not happy. They know. But one thing I want to say is also the elections coming up. I mean, that's gonna be like the big thing. But people all go for Trump. But I don't know. Everybody in the Twitter community goes for Trump. But like the picture we put up before about Trump and his daughter, and Trump and his daughter, and Rothschild and his son, that makes you wonder. Another thing is they don't make the only person that I know that in the true community so far in the big names, that's not going after, that's not saying Trump is the way, is David Icke, and he brought a good point. To be a billionaire, they don't make you become a billionaire if you're not part of the establishment. Just remember that, folks. And he's been bankrupt many times, and now he's become a billionaire. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get help from it, because if I talk bad about Donald Trump, there are some people that will chop my head off, basically. So, you know.
I don't know. It's all controlled.
It is. It's all controlled.
Yeah, in the end, it's always the globalians that wins. Thank you for watching, Anon 9446. We appreciate you viewing us.
Exactly. So hopefully you enjoyed our show and you'll come back next time we have the show on. But the thing is, was I saying, yeah, so they don't make him become a billionaire, and he's had contacts all over the world, you know. I mean, if you're against them, how in the world can they make you survive? I mean, they trust you. I mean, you think, oh yeah, Donald Trump's worth what, 4.5 billion, but when you consider that the Rothschilds are worth 600 trillion, about 600 trillion, that's a chump change to them. They could crush you. So just remember that, folks. I mean, I don't want to get my head bitten off if people are going to watch this and think, oh, he hates Trump. No, I don't hate it. I would love it if Trump is against the New World Order, is anti-establishment. That does remain to be seen. But remember what we said, folks.
But you know who I'd vote for? Alice Cooper. We forgot about Alice Cooper.
Yeah, but is he actually running? Because I don't hear anything of that. Or is that just talk? You know, I mean, I haven't gone into it. I mean, there is the Libertarian Party and that, but I don't know. And we can't vote because we're Canadians. But whatever affects the states does affect us.
Well, it affects the whole world. You know?
Well, yeah. Exactly. You know? But anyhow, folks, I think we're going to call it a night, because we did our good show tonight, and we hope you did enjoy our show. It was kind of different, but share the show. I mean, we're going to be promoting this show once it's all up, and hopefully next time our guest will be able to come on.
Yes, and it's sad that happened, but hey, at least we got a show out of it. You know, we were talking, we said what we got to say, because it's never enough, right? I mean, CNN, how many times did he repeat and repeat and repeat?
Oh, especially when there's a false flag attack of some kind. Exactly, you know, but at least now there is none. So because there is no false flag, well, there is none, but when something happens, they're going to repeat. But at least now we've covered some different topics. So, folks, hopefully we'll be back soon with a different show and a guest or whatever. But don't forget, folks, we'll be here, and God willing, the MnRTV Live Show will live on. So until next time, folks, God bless you all and be well.
Don't forget, brothers and sisters.
Share the show.
Share, comment, get it out there, get us out there. You people out there are just as important as us, and we all got
more. Chip in.
You know. All right. So have a good night. We'll be back soon. Thank you for watching. You people are the BS. Good night.